day, ladies and gentlemen. My name now Davidgoldd. I said, oh no, you are welcome to Kokwe Radio and Television Station, a station where we give a back-to-back. I see the hub, say drop, I say drop. See on this same election matter. They don't interview wole soyinka, say making come talk in own mind. How he take Siam, how this election take work out. Now, you don't talk, wait till that he talk, no good. Say, you're not supposed to talk that kind of thing. Say, the old men never come. They never talk anything. God never give any order at all. See waiting they talk. Make una open our ear. Hear waiting. Wole soyinka talk about this election we just passed. He talk say no. Make una no vessel. Say you know the Nigeria. That is all this kata happen. But make una watch. Make una hear waiting talk about this.
Let me remind you and anybody listening that we've had several cases of the final arbitration in this kind of election being placed in the lap of the courts. We'll go back all the way to the infamous, or for some people, famous and brilliant 12 2/3 decision. During that process, if you go all the way back in history, I never heard anyone from any side threaten the judiciary the way I heard it when Mr. Datti was speaking on television when I came. And since then, since that decision, we've also had even the decision of the court, which brought Buhari into power after the decision was given, after he had already been sworn in. And again, while awaiting that decision, I never heard the kind of language, the kind of menacing, blackmailing language as that which was, to which we were treated by Mr. Datti. And that kind of attitude and that kind of go, do or die kind of provocation is not what I think we've all been struggling for. Let me, by the way, take a break. I seem to be on the right line because you haven't interrupted me. As I said, I didn't hear a question properly. Let me introduce myself properly. I happen to be the person who told one of the candidates, former Vice President Atiku, when he was contesting and he came to see me in my office in Ikeja some years ago. He came with Benga Daniel, my former governor of Ogun State. I said to him, listen, it's about time you people left the stage. Why don't you just go away? We need an infusion of fresh blood into this system. But some people, maybe they read it as a bloodletting. No, I said infusion of fresh blood. I said, so I cannot support you. I think your generation should really quit. Right, he wasn't the only one. I then sought out the current president-elect, Ahmed Tinubu, and I gave him exactly the same message. I said, whatever you people are planning, I'm convinced that we need a young generation, new thinking, new sensibilities, new energies. So why don't you just leave this stage? Let's look for somebody, a really brilliant individual, and then you use your influence to catapult that person to power. And this country will see a massive transformation. We spoke for about an hour and a half. In the end, Bola Tinubu said no. He said there were still things which he felt he could contribute. Do you know, I have not, Bola Tinubu and myself have not met. That's over getting to 5 years ago. We've not met once since. Simultaneously, we called willing and enthusiastic and brilliant young people together, and we said, look, come together, give us a candidate. We'll back that candidate with all our resources. We need somebody else at the helm of affairs. And so, for me, the emergence of the Peter Obi movement is the consequence of events like that, including, as I've stated, the NSARS movement. And all this was done in a democratic spirit. Persuasion, campaigning, mobilizing, sometimes even tutoring prospective candidates. Whether or not my position at the time towards Atiku or Tinubu was correct or not, that's not important. All I'm trying to tell you is to say that we acted out of conviction, and therefore we have absolutely no reason to appear even to be against any new generational possibility, potential, when in time for election comes. I have been distressed, however, by this certain aspects of this movement, which for me tended towards the fascistic. And we haven't come this way, all this distance, made all this sacrifice, to watch the entire procedure being jeopardized permanently with unpredictable consequences if we get to a situation where threatening medicine language is being used, where people are beginning to be afraid to talk, to advise, to contribute, simply because there's disagreement over tactics. And so this is what I was objecting to in Datti's performance. You can't say, give me this mandate. There's also a third person there, as Atiku, for instance. And in any case, the procedure is such that no one can say that we have seen terminus as yet. That's all. That's what I was criticizing. And I was very distressed to see this being reported as if saying, swear this person in, don't swear this person in. No, 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 no. That is a total distortion. And public discourse, I believe, is jeopardized when that kind of misinterpretation.
All right, thank you. You see, everybody knows the truth. You cannot hide the truth from anybody. Even Peking, where they inside Bele, no. Peking, where they inside Bele, you know the truth. Nigeria, what I always tell you, my people, is let us just be straightforward. See, there's nothing like being straightforward in life. And it might take a longer time for you to reap that, but by the time we are going to reap it, it will not be in a valuable way that has glory. Yes. Live well. Think about the future. I don't talk my own. Me, I don't talk my own, and I don't close my. That's all.